I will now read the verdict. In the case of the State of Florida versus Katherine D. Magbanua, case number 2016 CF 3036 and 2018 CF 497, we, the jury, find as follows as to count 1. A, the defendant is guilty.
Tallahassee, Florida, July 18th, 2014. Law professor Dan Markel is shot dead in his own garage by a hired gun. But the killers had never met the family who wanted him dead. Someone had to be the bridge. This is the State of Florida versus Katherine Magbanua. The charges: first-degree murder, conspiracy, and solicitation of murder. Prosecutors called her the link, the one person who connected a wealthy family to 2 hired killers, and she was facing the rest of her life.
All right. It's my understanding that the jury has reached a verdict. Anything before we bring the jury in? Ms. Kappelman?
No, Your Honor.
For the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Let's bring the jury in, please.
To convict, a Florida jury had to be unanimous and certain beyond a reasonable doubt. And first-degree murder here carries only 2 possible sentences: death or life without parole. Katherine Magbanua was the girlfriend of Charlie Adelson and the mother of his 2 children. The state's theory was chilling in its simplicity. Without her, there is no murder. She was the middlewoman, the hand that passed the money and the order down the chain.
Were you involved in the death of Dan Markel?
Yes, ma'am.
Did we have it right? Were you the middleman between the shooter and Charlie Adelson?
Yes, ma'am.
Who solicited you to become involved in this?
Charlie.
Okay. And what does it mean that his parents are going through it?
He just said that they couldn't sleep, that at some point I think somebody was throwing up. I don't know if it was his mom or his dad, and that it was just becoming a big problem to them.
Okay. And the big problem was Dan Markel.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever meet Donna Adelson?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you meet her?
From my recollection, it was from the dental office.
And why did you go to the dental office?
I needed some cavities and teeth whitening done.
Is that the only time you ever met Donna Adelson?
From my recollection, yes, ma'am.
All right. You are asking Charlie Adelson to put you on the payroll, basically. You need to be able to show that you're working. Do you remember sending that text message?
To Charlie?
Yes.
I believe so, if you can show me.
I will.
Okay.
Was there a reason that you wanted to be at least part of your payment for this to be through the payroll at Adelson Institute?
Well, I was going through like insurance purposes for my son, so I needed to be put on payroll so that I can show that I was making a certain amount of money.
Okay. But it couldn't be too much money, right?
Yeah, it couldn't be too much money.
All right. And so, were you actually doing any work for your payment at Adelson Institute?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Follow the money. It began with the Adelsons, Donna, the matriarch, and her son Charlie. It flowed through Katherine Magbanua, and it ended with 2 hired killers, Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera. 5 people, 1 target, and Magbanua sat at the very center of it all. But here is what almost saved her. Her first trial ended with a hung jury. She was 1 holdout away from walking free. So the state tried her all over again, and this time, the jury did not blink.
That Tato was with Sigfredo, or that he...
Right, but you're not, I guess, are you giving Charlie Adelson all the information that you have about this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you're going to handle it on your side of the conspiracy yourself, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So he's enlisting you to go do something. What is it you're supposed to do?
To contact the phone number
Phone number on the piece of paper that was handed to his mother.
That's the envelope that Sigfredo picked up from my apartment. Yes, ma'am.
That Charlie had given to you.
Yes, ma'am.
That you say you didn't know what the contents were.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so moving forward, now Danny has been killed, and Sigfredo gets in your trunk and gets the bag, right?
It gets the money. Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's in a bag or not?
Yes, in the plastic bag.
Okay, all right, so he gets the bag, and at this point you say you haven't even seen the money.
Yes, ma'am. I did not.
Okay, and then a day or two later, he comes back to you and gives you, I guess, what is going to be your share, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And at this point, you still don't know Luis Rivera's involved?
At that point, no, ma'am.
You still didn't know?
Defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 2. A, the defendant is guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 3. A, the defendant is guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder. And it is signed and dated by the foreperson. All right, the state's ready to proceed to sentencing in the state of Florida versus Katherine Magbanua, 2016 CF 3036 and 2018 CF 497. Ms. Magbanua is present here in the courtroom along with her counsel on count 1, which is the count of first-degree murder. You have been found guilty by a jury. You will be adjudicated guilty, and you will be sentenced to life in prison with no eligibility for probation or parole. On count 2, which is the conspiracy to commit murder, you have been found guilty by a jury. You will be adjudicated guilty, and you will be sentenced to a consecutive sentence of 30 years in the Department of Corrections. On count 3, the solicitation to commit murder, you have been found guilty by a jury of that count. You are adjudicated guilty, and you will be sentenced to a consecutive sentence of 30 years in the Department of Corrections. You have credit for time served of 2,119 days. Your court costs are $2,625 and $100 cost of prosecution, and those will be civil judged. You have 30 days to file a notice of appeal, and if you cannot afford counsel, then one would be appointed for you. And so, Ms. Magbanua, you'll be taken back to the jail and then transported to the Department of Corrections to complete your sentence. Okay, anything else for the court, Ms. Kappelman?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Kawas, anything else for the court?
Nothing from the defense. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you, ma'am.
The verdict: guilty of first-degree murder, guilty of conspiracy, guilty of solicitation on every count. For the woman who linked the family to the killers, the law allowed only one sentence: life in prison without the possibility of parole. She appealed, and in 2025, an appeals court said the conviction stands. Dan Markel was 41 years old. The bridge between a family and his killers will spend the rest of her life behind bars. If this is the kind of case you can't look away from, subscribe to VerdictCam and stay for the moment justice lands.